देखने और सुनने वालों का मेरा प्यार भरा सलाम। नाजरीन, मैं हूं आपका होस्ट शुजामीर और आप देख रहे हैं क्राफ्टेड कॉन्वर्सेशन का आज का एपिसोड। आज के जो हमारे गेस्ट हैं वो एक एंटरप्रेन्योर है। ही इज़ अ फर्स्ट जनरेशन एंटरप्रेन्योर और उसके अलावा कम कलील अरसे में उन्होंने अपने एंटरप्रेन्योरल जर्नी में अपने एक मुनफरिद पहचान बनाई है और हैंडीक्राफ्ट से वाबस्ता हैं। एंड बहुत अरसे से वो आर्टिजन्स की डिग्निटी रिस्पेक्ट के लिए बहुत ज़्यादा काम कर रहे हैं। आज के हमारे गेस्ट जो हैं वो है मिस्टर इमरान रशीद साहब। वेलकम इमरान साहब।
Thank you very much.
Before we deep dive into the handicraft and your entrepreneurial journey, I would like to ask you a question about your this PEMA Foundation कि हमारी audience के लिए अगर आप इसको elaborate कर पाएँ कि what is the role of the PEMA, what is the genesis of PEMA, क्यों आई, where we have so many organizations in Kashmir who are dealing with handicraft and other allied sectors, and what all you do.
I'm the chairman of PEMA Foundation, and this foundation was formed actually more than 3 years ago. And the idea of forming this foundation was that exporters, artisans, entrepreneurs, various people who are associated with this craft should come together. It's not an association only for craftsmen. खाली artisans association नहीं है, खाली exporters की नहीं है, और खाली traders की नहीं है. इसमें सब इकट्ठे हैं. It started because there were some issues for exporters. That's how it began.
Okay.
But फिर इसमें सब involve हो गए, सब आगे आए, and since more than 3 years now, PEMA Foundation is active. और difference यही है कि ये खाली artisan association नहीं है, ये खाली traders association नहीं है. इसमें हर कोई जो पश्मीना craft के साथ involve है.
You mean to say that all the stakeholders which are involved with the Pashmina, so they are a part of it?
They are a part of it.
In fact, the name itself, represents
Yes.
that it's an amalgam of
Exactly.
lot of stakeholders.
Exactly, yes.
हम अपनी ऑडियंस के लिए भी अगर इसका पेमा का फुल फॉर्म है जो आपका पश्मीना एंटरप्रेन्योर मेकर्स
And
आर्टिजन्स
Foundation.
और फाउंडेशन। आप जो आर्टिजन्स चैलेंज फेस करते हैं एंड स्पेशली व्हेन इट कम्स टू देयर डिग्निटी एंड रिस्पेक्ट व्हिच इज लैकिंग। पेमा का हमने हाल ही में देखा है कि दैट यू डू लॉट ऑफ वर्क इन दैट पर्टिकुलर एस्पेक्ट अपार्ट फ्रॉम द इकोनॉमिक जो भी इसका एस्पेक्ट है, फॉर एग्जांपल मिडिलमैन को कम करना या इनका लाइवलीहुड में ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा इनका वेज का कॉम्पनसेशन। सो कैन यू प्लीज़ एलैबोरेट अबाउट दैट कि आप किस तरीके का काम व्हेन इट कम्स टू देयर डिग्निटी एंड रिस्पेक्ट, तो आप किस तरीके का काम इनके साथ करते हैं?
Basically, artisans are the foundation of this
Exactly.
pyramid. ये जो pyramid है, इसका जो base है और वो है artisans. और अगर ये base मजबूत नहीं रहेगी, then सब कुछ बिखर जाएगा. It's a very simple physics.
They have a pivotal role.
Exactly. उनके बगैर industry doesn't exist. So what we observed, which as you correctly said, कि इस industry में there is a lack of recognition for the artisan, although government is doing quite a lot. But the idea that industry has to come forward and do something for these artisans, जिनकी वजह से industry survive कर रही है, not today but since last at least 400 to 500 recorded years of history.
Or more than that.
Exactly. But अब जो है ये scenario change हो रहा है. In the modern world, we have seen there's a lot of difference between an exporter or a trader in terms of his economic situation and the artisan. 50 years ago अगर हम देखेंगे, an artisan would earn decently, and there were no government jobs back then, and many people would prefer to teach their children and others the skill so that they can earn a living later on. They would earn more than a government employee. ये हमने भी सुना है वाक्यों से. That it was not like this before. But अब जो situation है, it has changed. Now they don't make as much money. Nobody wants to carry forward this craft. So the industry has to come forward. So जब गवर्नमेंट के हम हाथ में सब कुछ नहीं छोड़ सकते, because government has a lot of things to do. They have been doing so much. But जब तक हम इंडस्ट्री खुद से फॉरवर्ड नहीं आएंगे और कुछ इनिशिएटिव्स ले लेंगे, तब तक सुधार नहीं आएगा. So what we did is in 2023, we decided to basically do an award ceremony. Okay. Where we decided कि जो artisans of Pashmina craft है, उनको हम honor करेंगे, उनको हम cash awards and recognition दे देंगे, so that they feel motivated they feel recognized. Although government does annually awards at state level.
In fact, that was my question कि normally हम देखते हैं कि because when we talk about the PEMA Foundation from last 2 or 3 years, the spotlight of the PEMA Foundation has been those Pashmina Artisan Awards.
Yes.
In fact, recently you have earlier this year,
Yes, last year,
2025,
25.
you have organized one such award ceremony.
Correct.
So what was the idea? मतलब how do you got apart from this thing कि जो आपने अभी बोला कि there is always when you talk about the recognition and the appreciation, there has been a lot of social stigma associated with these artisans. Like इनको वो एक तरीके से बोलते हैं कि ये कालबाफ है, मतलब there have been some kind of alienation.
Yes, that's true.
जहाँ पे उनको acceptance, social acceptance नहीं मिली है. So what is the idea about all these awards? So you started it, I reckon, in 2023. So is it like focused on this, that they get the recognition and that social stigma should be removed from?
Yes, that is the primary reason that when we give an award to people, it means we are respecting them.
Exactly.
We are acknowledging and recognizing their contribution to the society. We are saying thank you very much to them, and saying that on the stage in front of 500, 600 people. Awards are given by both the years. It was given by the Governor Sahab. So this means something for the people who otherwise have felt कि हमारा कोई value ही नहीं है. And this has happened more so क्योंकि पिछले 50-60 साल में हमने देखा है कि well as other people, exporters and traders have made good money, and artisans have remained at the lower level. Nobody wants to, an artisan would rather send his child to drive a taxi or run a small shop, या कोई भी मतलब अमेज़ॉन डिलीवरी का जॉब करेगा, मगर इसको बोलता है इसकी ज़रूरत नहीं है क्योंकि इसमें तुम्हें कुछ नहीं मिलेगा, खाली तुम्हारी सेहत भी ख़राब हो जाएगी और पैसा भी नहीं कमाओगे, तो व्हाट इज़ द पॉइंट. तो हम पे ही ये रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी क्यों आ गई क्राफ्ट को आगे चलाने के लिए. सो इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि हम इनको रिकॉग्नाइज करें, इनको इकोनॉमिकली वी हैव टू सपोर्ट देम एंड मेक इंक्रीज द वेजेस, एंड मोर देन दैट वी हैव टू गिव द रेस्पेक्ट, जो रेस्पेक्ट दे डिजर्व करते हैं. बट गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया, वेदर एट द सेंट्रल लेवल और एट द स्टेट लेवल, they have to basically cover all the crafts. PEMA Foundation is specifically for Pashmina industry. Number two, government awards are given only to the artisans, but there are so many people. If we give one award to an artisan each year, in the next 100 years, we would have given khali 100 awards to 100 artisans, correct? And the government can't do more than that because government has to first
they have to cater to other artisans also, so they cannot focus on only one.
Exactly. So इसीलिए industry has to come forward, industry has to contribute, and each industry has these kind of awards for their craftsmen. It will be good. I would say अगर हमने देखा है, whether it's film industry, whether it's educational industry, whether it's hotel industry, everybody has awards. It becomes one sort of get together. It becomes a celebration. I would say this award ceremony of PEMA Foundation is more like a celebration of our industry.
And is it like there is a proper process that you scrutinize the applications and all that, or is it like something like pick and choose that?
No, what we have done so far is,
because normally when there is an award ceremony in the government setup also, or maybe in the private sector, there is a proper application process, and then the people apply, and then there is a committee, the set of experts who scrutinize कि कौन eligible है, कौन eligible नहीं है, and out of those eligible candidates also there is like the levels,
right?
कौन deserve करता है, कौन deserve नहीं करता है. So is it like that you also go through that process?
Yes, it's very similar. इसमें basically our awards जो है वो है दो किस्म के. One is where there are applications are called, where people actually apply. And they are basically main three awards in Kani category and in Sozni, embroidery.
Okay.
First award, second award, third. 1,50,000, 25,000. इसी तरह Sozni में भी 1,50,000, 25. For these awards only, there is a process which involves applying, which involves us going and actually visiting their home and checking if they are authentic and they are actually active artisans.
Okay.
We have made sure कि एक वस्त्रकार is not applying for an award. and only an artisan जो actually बैठा है, काम कर रहा है अपने हाथों से, and उसको award देना है. Now, what we have done is we have also introduced other awards. जिसमें, for example, Vastakar of the Year award है. For that, there's nobody needs to apply. We will basically find out. We will through our, because we are also from the industry. हम खुद decide करेंगे. हम देखेंगे. There are recommendations by other people, and then we shortlist some names, and उसमें से हम Vastakar of the Year in Kani, Vastakar of the Year in Sojni. Then there are other awards which we call auxiliary awards. जो वो artisans है जिनका जो काम है बहुत important है, but somehow we don't recognize it. हमको भूल जाता है that there are people who are involved in the making of Pashmina, जिसके बगैर वो पश्मीना शॉल बनेगा ही नहीं. चाहे वो लड़कियां है जो जिसको कश्मीर में बोलते हैं येन बारून, बेसिकली प्रिपेयरिंग द यान, वॉप. Similarly, there is Nakash who basically makes those designs before the.
So basically, there is an award across the value chain.
Exactly, across the
जो
value chain.
आपके जो normally जो हम बोलते हैं कि एक पश्मीना शॉल को बनाने में 17 प्रोसेस लगते हैं,
yes.
you know, right from
Yes.
the ऊन से लेके the
Exactly.
yarn and the warp जो हम करते हैं, and then the
Exactly.
final product. So
Exactly.
there are normally we say that this is like जो हमने पुराने लोगों से भी सुना है कि ऑलमोस्ट 17 चूल्हे इससे चलते थे एक शॉल, बिकॉज देयर आर उसमें रंगुर भी होता है, डाई करता है वगैरह वगैरह. सो देयर इज एन अवार्ड फॉर ईच एंड एवरी कैटेगरी, व्हिच इज अ गुड थिंग.
एंड दीज आर स्किल्स व्हिच आर नॉट इजी. दे आर स्किल्स व्हिच people have learned over the years. किसी को 10-10, 20-20 साल के बाद वो डायर परफेक्ट बनेगा, फिर वो उस पश्मीना शॉल को डाई करेगा.
Sometimes it is generational.
Exactly.
मतलब generations करते आ रहे हैं.
Exactly. They learn it from their parents or grandparents, and it's not something easy. It's not something that we usually take it for granted. We think that okay, embroidery है तो ये मतलब इसको ये क्या है?
It takes years of perfection.
Exactly. And we also have that. This I would like to mention is we also in both the years 2023 and later 2025, we also gave lifetime achievement awards. 2023 में the award went to a man who is no more. He passed away many years ago, but उसका contribution was also special.
Immense.
He took this craft from Srinagar to this place in Budgam, where today we have more than 25 awardees, national and state awardees.
Sunpa.
It's called Sunpa. वहाँ की embroidery.
In fact, it is known as the village of awardees.
Awardees. Now, this man who now died maybe about 100 years ago took this craft to this village. उस time पे वहाँ पे नहीं थे, you know, people did not know this craft. So this guy was honored. Everybody who then, you know, learned through her, you know, processes and techniques and designs, because without them, you know, the industry doesn't exist.
Survive. This is all about the recognition and appreciation. Could you please tell us what else PEMA is doing when it comes to the challenge of this handicraft sector, especially Pashmina? Because we often see that Pashmina sector has been the most affected sector when it comes to the counterfeit items. So what are the measures as सरकार अपना काम कर रही है, other stakeholders probably might be doing their own bit. So what PEMA is doing in you know in that particular field?
See, there are many things that we want to do. We have started. It's not been so long, but in this short journey so far, we have done few things, and there are other things in pipeline. Now, the other thing, for example, that I would like to, through this you know program, I also want to share with everybody. And we have already done at our own level, create an awareness amongst the artisans. You can always, you know, basically, first of all, talk about it, take pride in this, and then even, you know, ask for compensation if needed. Obviously, that's a difficult one, but at least to protect your design, to give it your name, and let everybody know that I created this design. Of course, other people are going to copy it. It's not going to be, you know, easy to stop that, but that's fine. For example, I give an example of a tweed that is made in Italy or Scotland, for example. जो 1 meter maybe $1,000 का बिकता है. And those families who make that, you know, handmade cloth, they are a brand in themselves. उनका फैमिली का लोगो रहता है, फैमिली का नाम रहता है, and that family is the brand itself, and that cloth is recognized through that family's you know loom, and they themselves work. उनकी perfection is of another level, and they promote themselves and that family's name and that craft as a brand in itself. So I think we are slowly trying to do that. I mean, if artisans and their families, because the scenario has changed. I mean, many families now have, as I said, educated children.
Second generation.
Exactly. They can do this. They can create this name for themselves while as holding on to the craft and skills. They must have the basic knowledge of weaving. If you are exporting and if you are selling this product and you don't know the basis and basics of this craft, then I think you're lacking something. It's very important and helpful. It will help you in your business, in your exports also, if you actually spend maybe 2 months or 3 months. I don't think any of the...
Actually knowing the craft.
Exactly. It was very important to introduce the craft, basically weaving and other, crafts for the new generation. They could spend maybe 1 month in summer or winter as some sort of training. They could be from very rich families. They may already own export houses. They may already own. But there's no harm in spending a month in some sort of training where they will learn about the basics of this craft.
My last question to you is like a young generation, a person probably who is watching this podcast, or maybe a person who is scrolling the social media right now. So what sort of message as a first generation entrepreneur, and that too in a particular setup which is handicraft related sector, so what message you have for the younger generation?
I would say you have to take this craft seriously. Parents are artisans, your grandparents are artisans. You have that advantage, number one. Number two, things are changing. We are seeing already globally there is definitely more demand for handmade products. I'm talking about international designers in France and Italy and New York wanting to create a collection and using handmade skills and handmade crafts. So the future is bright if you can stick to this industry. You will definitely...
Opportunity is there, so you just need to have
exactly
focus on this.
Focus, and don't ever feel that there's less respect. There's definitely more respect in this craft than anything else, because you are giving your heart and soul to in creating something, and people value it. Time when everything is electronic, there's AI, there's software, and I think there is scope and there is future. And the youngsters should take this seriously. And we have seen there are some cases where the children who are also studying, some are lawyers, some have become doctors, but they also
take it forward.
They also take it forward.
Hopefully हम भी इंशाल्लाह होप करेंगे कि जो हमारी नेक्स्ट जनरेशन है वो इसको आगे लेके चलें. एंड वी ऑल्सो कॉन्ग्रेचुलेट पेमा जो आप ये अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं, और होपफुली इंशाल्लाह भी आगे देखेंगे कि पेमा फाउंडेशन से और से भी अच्छे इनिशिएटिव्स आर्टिजन्स के लिए और फॉर द लार्जर गुड ऑफ द इंडस्ट्री होते हैं. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you very much.
नाजरीन, ये थे हमारे आज के गेस्ट इमरान रशीद साहब, चेयरमैन पेमा फाउंडेशन. इंशाल्लाह कोशिश करेंगे कि ऐसी एक गेस्ट के साथ आपसे फिर से मुखातिब हो. तब तक के लिए अल्लाह हाफ़िज़.